friends. So let's talk about flexible versus rigid dietary restraints. Okay, flexible versus rigid. So these are two types of ways that you could label yourself as eating. So flexible says, hey, most of the time I'm going to eat a certain type of way, but the other times I'm going to give myself grace to be able to eat foods that make me happy and that taste really good, right? And flexible people tend not to label foods good and bad. They're just thinking about making sure that most of the time they're doing what they want, and then the other part of the time they're still doing what they want, right? But they just might be choosing foods that they usually don't eat, all right? Someone who is rigid has an all or nothing sort of mentality. So it's like, hey, I chose to eat this way, so I'm gonna eat this way 100% of the time, every single day, no excuses, right? No exceptions. And usually when someone is rigid, they do tend to label foods good and bad. Oh man, I would never eat that. That is so bad for you, right? And that sort of thing. So I want to talk to you today about being flexible, okay? When you are so rigid that you tell yourself that you will never eat a food, you will eventually break that, because food isn't just something that we consume for our bodies. Food affects every part of our body, right? Food is psychological. So we naturally feel good when we're eating certain foods. It makes us happy when we think about going out to eat and we're hanging out with our friends at our favorite restaurant, right? And so cutting out almost all of the things that make you happy in terms of your food is going to be very, very hard, right? And it's going to be almost impossible to sustain. All right, so I want you on the flexible side. And so I'm flexible, all right? Most people that know me know that most of the time, I would say for me, it's probably like 85 to 90% of the time, I eat foods because I know they're good for my body. So, well, they taste good too, right? Because I'm not eating nothing that don't taste good. So I'll throw that in there. But outside of the taste, I'm eating it because it's good for me, right? So I'm gonna eat egg whites because they're good for me and they're giving me the protein which I want because I work out. You know, I'm gonna find protein powders that I think taste good because, again, for me, I want more protein every day. Look at me over here, Stim. I want more protein. I want more protein every day instead of carbs, because that's helping me get the body that I want. So, that's where I put my money. That's where I put my time. But, on special days, like my birthday was just passed, did I eat all the foods? Your girl ate all the foods. Okay, I went to my favorite restaurant in the morning. What did I have? I had chorizo, I had cheese, I had potatoes, right? I had a muffin, had all these things that I don't eat every day. And I ate it all. And it was good, right? And then for lunch, I had dessert. So I had like this huge cookie. I'm gonna have to put a picture down there because you guys, some of you probably aren't gonna believe that I actually ate it all. I ate it all, right? Except for like 2 pieces, because I was with my brother and he had a couple of spoonfuls. He had a couple, all right? But outside of that, I ate all of it, every single piece. And it was so good. It was so good, especially for me, because one of the things that I did was give up 90% of the sugar that I was eating. So That was really good. And then for dinner, I went to my favorite sushi restaurant because I love sushi. And I got sushi with all the sauce, right? And I ate it all. And I also got an appetizer with sauce and ate all of that too, right? As I shared with my friends. So, and then got back and had some ice cream and ate it all, right? So it's okay. It's okay to give yourself grace and allow yourself to eat things that you want to eat every now and then. And so since we're talking about only being flexible and not being rigid, one of the things that you can think about if you've got the question, well, hey, Pamela, I hear you, but how do I know what foods to change or to swap out of my diets and what foods to keep? That's a great question. And so my answer to you would be swap out the foods for healthier options that you plan on consuming almost every day. Keep the foods in your diet that you do not plan on eating every day, that you're only going to eat every once in a while, maybe once a month, birthday, right? Stuff like that. Okay, like I did a video, the last video that I showed you all, and I talked about the Yasso bars. And before that, I was having ice cream, right? Before I switched to frozen yogurt, I was eating ice cream, like every single day, because sweets is my, Achilles horse, if I use that correctly. That's my kryptonite. So it's like, ooh, I have to have it. And so one of the first things I did was go from ice cream in a pint to frozen yogurt in a pint, right? And then that still had a lot of sugar. So then I went from that to the Yasso bars, right? And so for me, I had to switch that out because I want something that is going to satisfy my sweet tooth every single day, because sugar is my thing. But like French fries, like I didn't really eat French fries a lot before I started eating healthy. So French fries is one of those things where it's like, I don't need a healthy substitution for that because I don't really eat it anyways. That's every blue moon. So when I want French fries, I'm just going to go out and get French fries, right? And then like me, you just might have some... It's my dog. She's ready to go outside, so I will. Yes, she's spoiled. Don't y'all be talking about me. She's spoiled. I have to show you guys a little picture of her too, little sassy pants. So I'll hurry things along. But and if you're like me, then there are some things, that you're just not going to swap out because they're your things, right? And for me, that's apple pie. Don't give me no sugar-free version of nobody's apple pie, because I'm going to slide that plate right back to you. I'm not eating that. Apple pie is my thing. It's my most favorite thing ever. I'm going to eat the real pie, and I'm going to love it, right? And a couple of days before my birthday, what did I have? I had apple pie with ice cream on top, because that's the only way you eat it. And it was wonderful, right? So the moral of the story is be flexible, okay? Now, when you're first starting out, it's okay for you to be rigid because you want your body to get used to eating that way, right? You want, to get your body conditioned to what you're doing new. And then, you can make your modifications if you need to. And then once you have your plan and you feel confident and your body's used to it, then make sure that you are flexible so that you're allowing yourself to eat things purely because you love them and you're not worried about calories or anything like that every now and then. And that you're also, open to all sorts of foods and that you're not labeling things good and bad, because even some foods that you might label bad could have some good benefits for you. Okay? All right. Well, I hope you all are having a wonderful day, and I also hope that this helped. We'll talk soon.